Something about the Stranger Things finale didn't seem right, and it's not just the ending. Some moments, some details, they seem to vanish from memory, like they were never there. Will's birthday goes unnoticed, props suddenly change colors, and characters act like nothing happened. Now today, we're going to be deep diving into the conformity gate theory and how all the Stranger Things fans are all ranting about this on TikTok, and I feel like I needed to discuss this. We have the False Hydra, and the False Hydra in D&D basically has like a song, and it like manipulates people. It then begins to sing a different song, one that dominates and enslaves the vast majority of those who hear it. The False Hydra is a popular Dungeons & Dragons homebrew monster, and basically it causes bewildering memory gaps and gaslighting an entire town as it grows. This just like connects so much with Hawkins. There's been so many like mysteries and gaps just within the story. I feel like this could have something to do with it. Also, not only that, but it says, as a result of the False Hydra's mind-altering song, people may come to believe that their loved one is somewhere else or on a journey far away to fill in the logical gaps left by their disappearance. Literally, what? It's connecting all the plot lines with this new season. 11 supposedly died, and then she survived or something, and she's in like Iceland with 3 waterfalls. Like, someone on Twitter also mentioned that the False Hydra is a monster in D&D, right? And it mixes memories / makes you forget things with its mind song. And people are saying that the mind song is when Max, Elle, and Callie were in Henry's mind, and they were like on the play or in the play area on the stage, and there's like a song playing, and I have a feeling this could be the mind song. And the masks that they're wearing on the stage look kind of like the False Hydra. I'm not gonna lie, if you compare these two photos, it kind of looks similar. It just gives an eerie vibe. Forgetting Will's birthday in season 4, like, we literally knew that it was Will's birthday because it showed it on a poster in his room, and they all just forgot. But Will equals first taken by the Upside Down. He was the first target by Vecna. So the False Hydra stories erase importance, not facts. The people closest forget first. Man, this is just all adding up. What is going on? This is not like, oh my gosh. That just makes it like concrete evidence. But that brings me to my next point. I feel like Henry Creel should be unforgettable, but no one remembers him. Like, how come when Karen Wheeler is brought up with Henry, the name Henry, it doesn't ring a bell? She just writes it down while she's in the hospital. There's no shocked look. I don't even know why she wrote down Henry and she didn't even think of Henry Creel, and they literally went to school together. Also, Joyce and Hopper, they all went to school with him too. I don't understand. The play was going on. Joyce was literally in Henry's memory, and yet she doesn't even know who he is. I don't think so, because first of all, she hasn't even brought up Henry Creel once, even though I'm pretty sure they mentioned his name multiple times. And how could you not remember someone you went to school with if you know their first and last name? If someone told you, first of all, you would remember it. Obviously, you don't just forget after years. It's not like you have memory loss, and Joyce is definitely not like that. But also, even Hopper doesn't remember, because Hopper also went to the same high school as Joyce and Karen. So what is going on here? Why are they all forgetting? This is just like insane. And then the Creel murders were the most infamous event in Hawkins history, like the Creel house, the abandoned house. How come no one's like talking about that? Like, I don't know. Like, this is just the Creel murders. Like, how come that isn't being talked about at all? Like, it was just only in the old papers, and then that's it, just tossed away. And then it's only mentioned about one of the like Munsons. Come on. And then there's no emotional recognition when his name comes up. I don't really know. And then there's no timeline connections made, even when dates overlap. First of all, like, Will goes missing the same day the play goes on for Henry. It's like, I forgot the day. I think it was November 6th. That's when Will goes missing. But first of all, that's when the play goes on. So why is Joyce not remembering that? What do you mean? Wasn't Joyce in that play? Oh my goodness. Her son gets kidnapped the same day as that play. Henry Creel gets brought up. She still doesn't remember this. She doesn't connect the dots. I don't understand. Like, she was kind of close to like Henry. I don't understand why this is happening. because even the names slide off the mind, events exist without personal anchors, and memory without meaning happens. Like, this is just too much. Should someone in Hawkins have recognized Henry immediately? Now, don't even get me started on the graduation scene. That was a ritual. Like, what is going on? First of all, the whole crowd is standing or sitting like Henry Creel. There's a poster in the back that's blank. Now, I know everyone else has said this, but this is just all like crazy. Why are they all sitting like that? First of all, why is there a blank poster? And also, all the students are wearing orange gowns, which is what Henry Creel's time had when they were graduating. So, like, I'm pretty sure it was in the first shadow play or something, or maybe it wasn't, but I think it was actually Meldolf's, because Will also mentioned Melvald's and said there was milkshakes there, but there's never milkshakes in Melvald's because it's like a convenience store, I'm pretty sure. But in Henry's time, there were milkshakes, and that was happening, and that was also shown in the first shadow play. So why else would he confuse an older past time that had a store with milkshakes but now doesn't have milkshakes with the present? This is just like, either Will was possessed by Vecna, or there's a more deep meaning to this, and I feel like it could be the False Hydra once again. And the emotions feel muted, not triumphant as this graduation. I feel like Dustin's the only one that's like vibrant here, and the ceremony continues even though the town is fundamentally changed. And I don't know, like, why are they not all like scared? Why they're not concerned about what happened? They just continue like nothing ever happened. Life moves on forward too easily. Now, the orange gown connection, Henry's era also used orange gowns, like I said before, and then repetition of rituals across generations. Did the graduation scene feel off to you, or was that the point? And the military just happened to forget about Hopper and Nancy and all the people they killed, all the military people they killed. They killed so many military soldiers, and they didn't even care. Like, they weren't arrested. And I don't know how long after the graduation is, after the end fight in the finale, but it probably wasn't long. And come on, why are they not getting arrested in prison and put in prison for all their crimes? Like, I don't understand. They killed so many people. Now, I want to talk about how Will had like a silent hive mind in the finale. Like, he was not reacting at all to the mind flayer or spider mind flayer being hurt, and he wasn't affected by Vecna. Like, his head literally being chopped off and beheaded. He didn't die, surprisingly. We all thought he was gonna die, first of all. And Will used to feel pain instantly. Like, in season 2, like, he was like freaking out when they like were burning the tunnels. He was like, he had like a seizure almost. It was insane. I know he had like the mind flayer still inside of him, but even without the mind flayer inside of him, he still has that connection. Doesn't mean it's severed. He literally says himself, I don't think it has been truly severed. He said that in season 5. I'm pretty sure that's like a quote right there. And now there's no panic, no collapse, and there's no scream. Now, this was earlier in the season, but it just supposedly stopped randomly. And once again, it could be because he's cursed by Vecna or something that's going on, and he does have Vecna's powers, so maybe he's like Vecna, so he's not like, I don't know how this works, but there's no way the Duffer Brothers are thinking that far. I feel like there has to be something behind all of this, and it just all like once again connects. And there's also not a disconnection, and it's desensitization. And then the False Hydra horror dulls reaction rather than amplifying it. So some fans argue that the hive mind shifted from control to maintenance, and pain signals stop once resistance ends. Should Will have reacted here, or had the connection already changed? There has also been missing time and cut runtimes. The finale makes the audience experience memory gaps. Shorter emotional beats, abrupt transitions, missing aftermath moments, and the audience fills in gaps subconsciously. And the False Hydra parallel is viewers normalize absence, accept incomplete closure, stop questioning what's missing. Now, I thought of this crazy idea that the monster doesn't win by killing everyone, but rather it wins by being forgotten. And I feel like this could also have like a crazy meaning. But I don't know, like, this is just like only for one episode too. If they do end up doing more with this lore or whatever and make another episode, I feel like I don't know if they would do that though. Like maybe it was a fake ending. The finale was not the real ending, because even when you search up fake ending on Netflix, guys, go on Netflix right now, search up fake ending, and Stranger Things will pop up. No other show or movie will pop up. Stranger Things shows up when you search up fake ending. So I don't know why that's happening. Maybe either someone hacked the Netflix site, or like, bro, they have to be doing that on purpose. There's no way that's not a bug. That's not that's like, if it was a bug, it would be some random word, maybe it's fake ending specifically, and that shows up. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like, this is like insane. Like, it's all like, whoever made this theory is actually a genius, I have to say. Like, Hawkins just lives with the forgetting of the memories, first of all. Like, there's no screaming threat left. There's no clear victory parade. The memory is unreliable. Rituals continue, and then life adapts. Like, everyone dropped the hellfire. That was a cult thing. Like, how come they were still going a little bit about that in season 5, and then they just stopped completely? Like, what happened to that, huh? When Robin flips the WSQK power lever to electrocute the Demogorgon, the lever is clearly red. Later, when the lever is shown / flipped again, it appears gray. No in-story explanation is given. No attention is drawn to the change. So it could be like a prop swap, a reshoot, or a continuity area. But like, there's no way they're once again thinking that far. So I'm thinking the show repeatedly showed us details that change, then dares us not to notice. Because why else would they just swap out the handles? There's literally no point in changing the handles for 2 different scenes. The lever was red when Robin did it in the first episode of Volume 2, and then I think by the end of Volume 2, it turned gray. Why would it change? Why was it red before? So notice how this theory is called the conformity theory. When reality changes quietly, the mind doesn't panic, it conforms. Dude, this is actually crazy. Oh my god. And I feel like this could be like a setup or like an illusion, either by this false Hydra being or by Vecna himself. Like, he planned this all along. Maybe he's like trying to like torment the like civilians of Hawkins, because things change, and I feel like that, like, the death of the Mind Flayer and Vecna were way too quick. Maybe he wanted them to think that they won, but they didn't, and they're trapped in like this fake reality. And then like Mike thinks 11 survived, but she honestly did die, and maybe it's all Vecna up to all this, and he was controlling Will, probably telling him that Melvalds had like milkshakes, because obviously it didn't at the time when he was saying that in the year. So it's just kind of odd behavior, and I feel like if Vecna is like that smart, and we saw him in season 4, so there's no way he gets dumber or something in season 5. So I'm assuming the Duffer Brothers are trying to like make some excuses of why those things are happening, and maybe there'll be like another episode or something that will explain all this, because even the Duffer Brothers told like the actor for 11, Millie Bobby Brown, to not say whether she survived or not, and they even told her not to tell Noah Schnapp, the actor for Will. So if they don't want that getting out, why would they not want that getting out? The show's supposedly over, right? So there could be another episode, so I don't know. Why else would they not want that out? The show is over, huh? The last episode was aired. So I don't know, man. It's just all like it's all giving me like Area 51 vibes or something. Like, they're all like secretive about this, but in reality it's over. But maybe they just want us to believe it's over. But with the hive mind awareness and illusion control that Vecna has, like, Vecna allowing a direct attack is inconsistent with his usual abilities and behavior, because he was like so powerful in season 4, but somehow he let loose in season 5. I don't know, man. Like, either that's just terrible writing, or I think we're onto something as an audience. And I definitely think Vecna has a hold on Mike, because he's just been showing emotional detachment and odd behavior like this whole season. I feel like he's like, maybe the first volume he was a leader and he was the heart of the group because he was helping the kids, but then after that he slowly like crawled back, and then he was just like distancing himself, and I feel like something is still influencing him maybe, or like relief or recovery doesn't fully explain his actions. So I don't know, he just doesn't have much of a role, and I feel like he could be a spy or something. I don't know, but people have also been saying this too, so I don't know, man. But I'm thinking Mike has also a bigger role because Nancy also saw Mike in a vision, and we never saw that. She mentioned like a gaping mouth and a whole army going into Hawkins. I think she just meant the Demogorgons going to the like Wheeler house, because there really wasn't a whole army. And then she also like talked about the military and stuff, and Holly and her parents. She knew all that, but the one thing that didn't happen was about Mike. So I don't know if this is intentionally left out of the story, or we're supposed to figure out what that means, or maybe we're going to be showing that later on, potentially either in a spin-off, or this could be the final episode, the final one, the 9th episode. Now I don't know, if they did that, that'd be kind of crazy, but I'm just saying, if they did that, yeah, oh my gosh. And apparently Mike also had like an unknown scar randomly. I don't know where, I probably can't find this picture, but someone mentioned that on Reddit. He had a random scar, and out of nowhere too. And he was also featured in a poster behind Vecna, and the Mind Flayer was behind Mike and Vecna. So why would they place him behind Vecna when he has no correlation with Vecna? Maybe he does, and maybe we don't know that. But I'm thinking the most dangerous villains don't end the world, they convince it nothing is wrong.